It's time for Losses Above Replacement, the best baseball podcast to grace your ears, with your hosts, Alex.
Gosh, I have so many questions. Also, where's my car?
Splash.
Strive to love something as much as my grandmother loves buying new crock pots.
And Mac.
If you've ever been to Boston, you know that they have amazing ice cream.
Coming to you from coast to coast, it's LAR.
I know you clicked on this podcast expecting us to talk baseball. We will not be doing that. All of our teams suck. Alex's Mariners just got swept by the Orioles. The Braves just got swept by Arizona in embarrassing fashion. And the Mets, well, the Mets are pretty good, but they did lose today. So welcome into the Losses Above Replacement football podcast. I'm a crash out. Alex is in the Northwest, and Mac lives with 8 other million people in his city. So how are you doing?
Mac, you got to be happy. You just got Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Smart. Very smart.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought he had moved on, and here we are. Whatever. I guess this means I will not be going to opening week because it is at MetLife Stadium, and I'm assuming ticket prices just went up exponentially. Yeah.
Rogers,
so
prodigal son returns. What,
yeah,
6 and 11 as a starter.
There were
something like that.
There were some rumors that he was going to go to Seattle, and I am so glad that there's not a chance that happened. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of Darnold either, but I'd rather have Darnold than Rodgers at this point. Like, just from the media circus, if anything.
Yeah.
I'd also rather not have a 41-year-old as my quarterback.
This is also true. To be fair, I'd also rather just have Jalen Milroe as our quarterback, but
don't know the validity of that statement. But hey, the Ravens re-upped with Rashad Bateman today. I appreciate it. 3 years, $36 million for Bate. So throw up the Bate signal and let's get some W's today. We do have to talk about some baseball, unfortunately. In brighter news, Jack Caglione, top Royals prospect, made his debut. Went 0 for 5, but got a nice RBI single today for his first big league hit in RBI. So
good for him. There you
go Gators.
Go Gators.
Although Royals, I don't know if you saw that.
Offense.
His very first at-bat was almost a hit, but the left fielder made an incredible play to rob it of an extra base hit. And I'm like, man, that one just couldn't have gotten a little farther to the right side. I feel like he's one of the few players in baseball that we can't say weight room to something like that for, because he has more power than basically anyone except Aaron Judge.
Yeah, and maybe Ohtani, given the strong right arm, I'm assuming.
Ohtani throws righty.
Well, I know that, but
Caglione throws lefty.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
my mistake. I know Ohtani's pitches right, bats left. But anyways, from Jack Caglione's debut to some guys who have debuted not this season. Maybe one guy did. Or two, I don't know. Maybe you get frisky. We have some all-star picks to make. All-star ballots dropped last night. And you know what better way than to do a randomizer wheel? So, fellas, it's time to click the wheel. I don't know if the sound comes through. It certainly comes through in my ears. So
I heard a little bit of it.
I heard it a little bit.
Okay. We have National League catcher. Okay.
Ooh, baby.
Okay. I'm going to go first. Unfortunately, it's not Drake Baldwin. Sorry, it's Will Smith. He's been one of the 3 best hitters in the National League the entire season. Overall, he is top 20 in F4, which is impressive as a catcher in a part-time, quote-unquote part-time role. He's played 49 games entering play today. 16% walk rate. He's hitting .323, .433 on base. He's a 163 WRC plus entering play today. He's been, fine defensively. He's never going to be a plus defensive guy. Like, in our Power Pros grades, he'll never be better than a C grade, but he's been fine. He's just been the best of a okay bunch, I'd say. I wish I could give it to Drake Baldwin in the A, but he and Murphy have split time, so it's been tough to pick either, and Baldwin would have to be a write-in vote. So, Will Smith, congratulations. You're still not the first thing that comes up when you search your own name.
Yeah, so I'll go next.
Will Smith in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't know.
Didn't he retire?
I don't think he retired, but he's not on a team right now.
Okay.
But anyways, Will Smith is my catcher too. As much as I wanted to write in Luis Torrens, Will Smith.
He's the best pitcher.
Well, yeah, he's the best pitcher. Yes, 0 ERA as a Met. But Will Smith, I just watched him for 4 games. Well, really only 2 games because he's splitting time with Dalton rushing right now, and talk about a luxury right there.
Right.
I mean, Smith is also cash money with runners in scoring position this year. He's batting close to 500 in those situations. But yeah, 327 average, 928 OPS. Even if he only has 5 home runs, he's just a guy you can count on. He will go up there. He'll draw his walks. He'll hit for power when he needs to. He'll get his extra base hits. And yeah, he does enough with the glove. Really, I'm starting to think I was wrong when I left him off my top 5 catchers to start the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, Will Smith, big bounce back year for him.
Yeah, we're gonna have a clean sweep here because I also have Will Smith as my NL catcher here, and for me it came down between him and Carson Kelly, and I like Kelly a lot as well. But for me, like I know batting average isn't everything, mind you, but I look at the numbers and they're very close when it comes to OPS here. Will Smith's OPS right now at 928, Carson Kelly is at 918. Here, Kelly has a few more home runs. Will Smith has a few more RBIs here, but batting average, Will Smith is batting 327, where Kelly's batting 268 here. So I just gave him the slight edge here, but no, like you said, he is money when the pressure's hot, when there's people on base here, and I can't really fault that here. He's playing it really well.
Great. Shall we make our second selection?
Yeah, well, real quick, I'll also point this out that if you asked me about a month ago, Carson Kelly was my easy catcher pick, but he has a 538 OPS in his last 19 games. So, yeah.
One thing I do want to say, I want to double check with you here on this Splash. That's if we do have any like discrepancies on it, are we still doing the randomizer to see whose person gets picked?
If all 3 of us choose the same person, maybe.
No. I'm saying if there's any discrepancies, like say I did pick Carson Kelly.
No, we would. Will Smith would get the vote. 2 out of 3 wins.
Majority. Okay.
Yeah, majority rules, baby. And National League first baseman. Will we stay in Chavez Ravine, or are we going to go take a trip to the Arctic? I'll start. It's Freddie Freeman for me. With all due respect to Pete Alonso, he's had an excellent season. I was going back and forth with the guys in the U Stadium group chat. If Freddie didn't play National League first baseman, the answer would be Pete Alonso. As of recording, he leads the National League in RBI. I think leads the majors in RBI. He's, among the league leaders in home runs. He's hitting like 300 as Pete Alonso, which is impressive in its own right. And it's just how good Freddie Freeman's been this season. Entering today, hitting 363, 430 on base, over 600 slug, 2.7 F4, among the league leaders in WRC+, like leading the National League. He's been the best hitter. He and Ohtani have been the best hitters in the National League all season. And I think Freddie deserves to get the nod at first.
Yeah, and as much as I want to give Pete Alonso the nod, it has to be Freddie Freeman. In my fan ballot, like in my head, I am 100% picking Pete Alonso, but Freeman is batting 363 this year. Yes, he only has 9 home runs, but 1,047 OPS. And remember, he has a surgically repaired ankle too. So it's Freddie Freeman, and I think Alonso will make it deservingly so as a reserve.
Yeah, I'm 100% on that boat as well. Here's the thing, right? You take a look at players and you think of who in Major League Baseball right now have an OPS of above 1,000, right? There's a few names that will come to your head here. Freddie Freeman feels like he would be right on that cusp, but the fact that he's one of the only players in the National League that has an OPS right now of above 1,000 is insane. The fact that, again, he has been doing this alongside guys like Ohtani and all that it's been nothing short of amazing here. So, yeah, he's obviously I thought about Alonso for a moment, and then the OPS just like, sorry, dude, there's no way.
Yeah, I think there's a fine case for Alonso. Again, this isn't saying he's chopped liver. This isn't saying he sucks. This is just a case of there's a guy a little bit better than him. And I made the comparison last night in the group that it's like Gunnar Henderson was the second best shortstop in the American League last season. He was still awesome. So let's fire up Mr. Wheel again.
Yeah,
will we go to the American League?
We'll see. If we finally get an American League, it looks like we will.
All right. American League shortstops. Alex, we'll go to you.
Yeah, I'll start things off here. And, I'm not as high on this guy as some other people are, but the stats right now are fully undeniable here. Jacob Wilson is my pick. Like, you take a look at his stats, and they just jump off the page. Like, I've said like 5 times I need to stop that. But you take a look at now the players, and like OPS is just a good one to go to, right? There is only one shortstop, I should say, only one shortstop that has an OPS of above 850. Sorry, no, above 860, excuse me. That man is one Jacob Wilson at 925. He has a 363 average, 8 home runs, 34 RBIs. He is currently tied for second in the tied for third in the American League shortstop RBI race as well. Like, there we go, did it again. He has been so impressive this year. There have been a few names that feel thrown around of, oh, this guy's been doing amazing. This guy's been doing amazing. Wilson's right there.
Yeah, and I also have Jacob Wilson. And
are we just all ball knowers at this point? Like, we just know?
Who's best? I mean, maybe, but if you told me before the season that Jacob Wilson would be leading the American League All-Star race, I would have been like, all right, what year are you talking about? Like, Are you talking about 2028, maybe? Like, I mean, my concern with him was that while he did have excellent bat-to-ball skills, didn't have a lot of extra base hits in the minors. He didn't draw walks. He still doesn't draw walks. He still chases a lot. His bat speed is low, but he's defying all of those metrics because his expected batting average is high and his actual batting average is 363. So Jacob Wilson, and the American League shortstop field is not very strong. So it's Wilson, and right now it's not actually that close.
Yeah. Here, one thing I do want to say real quick about Wilson. Sorry, Splash, for interrupting you. I apologize here. Just want to say, take Luis Reyes, make him just as good at contact hitting. Now make him good defensively and give him a bit more power. There's Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, I will sing the praises of Bobby Witt and Jeremy Pena here. To be clear, I am picking Jacob Wilson, American League Rookie of the Year. Through line, baby. Witt ahead of him in WAR, 3.1 F4, and then Pena right behind 3 flat. Pena's hitting over 300 with his usual plus defense. He's slugging 480, 9 homers, 10 steals. Witt, the homers, the power hasn't been there as much as you'd expect, but he's still slugging 494 even with only 7 homers, so a lot of extra base hits in there. 126 WRC plus, elite glove, and he's still Bobby Witt, and Jeremy Pena is finally playing at an all-star level after a couple down years after his playoff magic back in 2022. But Jacob Wilson is my pick, but I think all 3 guys should get the call to Atlanta, at least as of right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you still take a look at these like 3 shortstops and which one is going to be, I think, the best overall by the end of the year here, I think it's still going to be Bobby Witt. Mm-hmm. But Wilson, you got to recognize what he's been doing. He's been absolutely tearing it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Mr. Wheel, we beckon.
Round and round the wheel goes. Where it stops, we now know that it is at the AL first base side.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, Mac, your time to start, buddy.
Yeah, another guy who's surprised me this year, Jonathan Aranda from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
324 average with the 917 OPS, and his StatCast page is full of red. So this was a guy who, some people had said maybe that he was a breakout candidate this year, even though his major league numbers coming this season were nothing special. But, I mean, he's got 12 doubles, 7 homers, 32 RBIs. And it's not like, he's swinging and missing a ton. Yes, he has a 23.8% strikeout rate, but that's not like, unsightly or anything. An 11% walk rate, which is way up, and a 55% hard hit rate. So it looks like this breakout could be legit. So he's my pick right now.
I mean, yeah, what more do you want from this guy? He's batting 324, right? He's batting 324 with an OPS of over 900. Like, again, in a division that is as competitive as the AL East is, and he is still putting up these numbers. I mean, come on. Jonathan Aranda has just been killing it.
Is he your pick, Alex?
Yes, he is. Oh, I should also say yes. Jonathan Aranda, officially my pick for American League first base. No, but I will say it was interesting. While I was doing my process for this, I was looking around. My first thought, of course, was that, okay, it's going to be Vladdy. Yeah, obviously Vladdy is first base. And then I looked at the numbers more, and I'm like, wait a minute. Aranda's just been better.
Goldschmidt was the other one. Goldschmidt was the other one.
Goldschmidt. I had a hard time leaving Goldschmidt off the bed here.
Yeah, he's had a resurgence this year.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And I think you can throw Spencer Torkelson into the equation there as well. All four of them are really well. Goldschmidt, Guerrero, and Torkelson are all in the same ballpark, and then Aranda's the next ballpark up. He's in the majors. The other guys are in AAA, but Aranda 170 WRC plus entering play today, leads all American League first baseman in WAR. 11% walk rate. We love to see that, hitting 325 plus. And the Rays been a little shaky this year, but Aranda has settled in nicely to Steinbrenner Field, and he's my pick as well. So we will head back.
We are still perfect. There's been no deviation. That will change at some point.
Will it? I don't know.
Well, let's see where we're going next. Oh.
Okay. All right.
Here's where it might deviate a little bit.
All right, National League.
This was one.
I don't know, actually.
Pieces to it.
All right. I would like to go first here.
All right,
if that is A-okay, folks. All right, third base. This has been one that I've gone back and forth with. Yesterday I made a pick. Earlier this morning I made a pick. I went back to it today. And I'm going to go with Matt Chapman. Manny Machado has been very good this season, a little bit better at the plate, but his usual elite defense has been lacking a little bit. Matt Chapman, the Gold Glover, has played like a Gold Glover, and he's just a tick worse batting-wise. And I'll take that. He's hit 11 home runs entering play today, 31 runs, 28 RBI, right there with Machado and RBI, more homers, and just a couple extra at-bats. A 15% walk rate, you love to see that. ISO around 200. So big-time power this season. 435 slug doesn't show that, but he does play his home games at Oracle Park. I'll throw that out there. But 11 home runs, 128 WRC plus, and the usual elite defense at the hot corner. So Matt Chapman, will he hold?
Well, Splash, this is finally where we deviate here, because I am picking my boy Eugenio Suarez. The All-Star game itself is for the fans. You know who has the most positive energy of almost anyone in baseball? Gino. You know what he also fully exudes? Home runs and RBIs. He leads all NL third basemen in home runs and in RBIs, and is very close in OPS here. What more do you want? This dude is one of the most fun guys in baseball, and he has had a complete career resurgence after last year where he was just all right. He was good to all right. This year, he is the threat that we know Gino to be.
Well, I respect it. He did whiff 4 times last night. Just throwing that out there.
I mean,
that's
his weakness. Yes.
Well, he has to be the first player in the history of baseball to have a 4-homer game and a 4-strikeout game against the same team in the same season.
Baseball giveth and baseball taketh away.
So I'm not sure what we're gonna do here, because I have another person. I have Manny Machado, and I heavily considered Eugenio Suarez. I'll be straight up. He has 16 home runs. I mean, the dude, it feels like every time he gets a hit, it's a home run, because he's not hitting for a particularly high average. He's striking out a lot, but he's slugging. But Machado, I think, kind of puts it all together. Batting 317 with an 880 OPS, which leads National League third baseman. 8 homers, 31 RBIs. He had his 350th career home run. And yes, to your point, Splash, his defense has fallen off a little bit, and that's why you're seeing him more at DH sometimes. But I'm looking for the full package in a third baseman right now. I think I'm taking Machado's offense just slightly ahead of the defense of Chapman, and then the power hitting ability of Suarez.
Okay, so I have 2 options. One of them is a joke. If the Braves were any better, I'd just throw Austin Riley in so the Braves can have a representative, but I will concede with Manny Machado if that's okay with you, Alex.
In no way, shape, or form.
Okay, well, he was my second pick, so overruled.
All right, Manny Machado.
You son of a gun.
Congratulations. All right.
Here's my thing. What I was going to say with it, what we could do is we need to make a second wheel that just says Alex, Mac, and Splash on it, and we spin that wheel to see who gets the pick.
I don't know about that one.
National League DH. I wonder who this will be.
This is Gino Erasure, everyone. This is Gino Erasure.
Okay, imagine for a moment we were not, this was not 2025. Imagine how weird it would be. National League DH selection.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that.
Yeah.
So, do we need to have any conversation? It's Shohei Ohtani.
It's Ohtani.
Yeah, no, it's Ohtani.
Okay. Shout out Schwarber. Shout out Ozuna. You're good. You're not Ohtani. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shohei Ohtani is Shohei Ohtani.
I almost clicked on Schwarber, but I'm like, I can't do it.
You can't. That's not a joke at this point. Yeah,
you can't. All right,
let's keep it going here.
That is 3 Dodgers for us now.
Of course,
Dodgers are really good at baseball.
Yeah, it's almost like they're decent.
All right,
American League third base.
Have a fun one. All right, Mac, would you like to begin?
Yeah, I don't know how this guy keeps getting overlooked, but Jose Ramirez actually is kind of starting to run away with this. Alex Bregman was definitely in the running, but that injury kind of takes him out of it. Ramirez, again, it feels like they're not even talking about it. 11 homers with 932 OPS and 16 steals, 14 doubles. He just checks all the boxes, really. It feels like, every year you can count on him to be great. And we're looking at a guy who's a future Hall of Famer, if you wouldn't believe it, but barely anyone talks about him. Maybe it's because he plays in Cleveland. Who knows? But Jose Ramirez, I think he's the best third baseman in baseball, and he's the easy pick here for me.
I can't agree with you more on this one, Mac. Like he's my pick as well. It's fun because you take a look, and Francisco Lindor's teammate has always been really good, former teammate, I should say, and this guy is one of the most complete players in all of baseball. The dude hits well. He fields well. He even runs decently well. This guy has been consistently great, and yet we just keep forgetting him. Like, if you ask most people about who is a third baseman in baseball, right? So, most people may say, like a Machado, or some will say, depending on where you're at here, whoever's playing third base for the Yankees. But Austin Riley, yeah, sure, I'll go on that too. But it's so weird that he keeps getting overlooked. He is one of the best players in baseball. That's not one of the best American League third basemen. He's just one of the best players in the game. And no one seems to remember that he exists. He's starting to get the Mike Trout treatment of we just expect him to be good. So when he does good, it doesn't move the needle.
Yeah, and J-Ram falls into a bucket of player that I think is underappreciated in baseball history, or frankly in sports history. When you do a lot of things well, but nothing at a particularly elite level, when you're a 5-tool player like Jose Ramirez is, but it's not A-tier tools, it's B-tier tools. If we were doing MLB Power Pros again, I don't think Ramirez would get an A. Maybe for power, I think he would be the kind of B, mid-level B, high B level power, but have pull hitter or have something in his special abilities that boosts his power, right? And Ramirez gets a solid check mark in every box that, he's never going to hit 45 home runs. He's never going to steal 45 bases. Ironically enough, he nearly had 40-40 last year, but you get the point. He's not going to hit 350. He's not going to win 10 Gold Gloves. But you know what he does? He does everything pretty well. He's going to hit 30 home runs a lot of years, hit around 300, 30 doubles, 30 steals, play plus defense, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer because of that. I think he's been the best third baseman for quite a while, and he's my pick. Another sweep. And
one thing I want to bring up while you're talking about that is you brought up MLB Power Pros here for a sec, and to kind of make I can't believe I'm just now making this kind of comparison. He's a third base version of Orlando Hudson from that game, who just had B's across the board. There was maybe an A around there, but he did everything and then feels like it's the same here for J-Ram.
It feels Carlos Beltrami a little bit to me.
A little bit, yeah.
Like his card was all Bs and then D level contact. So that's our pick. Pretty easy for us. All right, back to the wheel.
Wheel of morality, turn. Where it stops, will we learn?
Oh God, how are we gonna screw over Francisco Lindor today, boys? All right. All right.
Yes.
All right, Alex, we shall go to you.
So I'm starting out the shortstop list here, right? Okay.
Yes.
Well,
National League shortstop.
Look, I'm not gonna screw. It's Lindor. I'm going Lindor for mine. Like, Lindor is that good. He is that guy. Like, to be fair, the only other guy that I was really considering at this point was CJ Abrams, who has also been very, very good. But guys, it's Lindor.
Yeah, if you're not voting for Francisco Lindor, I am blocking you
all right, cool.
all
Guess
platforms.
What? Next podcast is going to be just Mac and I here, it looks
like. Francisco Lindor, I cannot believe he has not been an all-star since coming to the Mets, even though he's routine. I mean, other than his first disappointing season, he's been an all-star caliber player. He's been top 10 in MVP voting. He got second in MVP voting last year. This year, I think it is clear he's the best shortstop in the National League. Okay, I understand defensively, Geraldo Perdomo has been pretty good this year. And actually, this year, I think if Perdomo made the All-Star game as a reserve, he would be very deserving. Same with CJ Abrams. And heck, even Trey Turner has been playing better lately. But I think above them all, when I'm looking at a complete shortstop, it's got to be Lindor. And I hope that broken pinky toe heals quickly.
Yeah, please.
Oh,
great.
I mean, it's Francisco Lindor. I'll throw up the graphic and I'll edit the other one. But, listen, I am a big fan of shticks. I think it's a funny shtick that Francisco Lindor doesn't make the All-Star game. Sorry. But, yeah, it's Francisco.
How funny is it that someone doesn't win something? Wow, Splash, I'm so can't believe how hard you are.
Okay. Unfortunately, he can wipe his tears with his $300 million contract. Yeah. He's been the best shortstop in the National League. Yeah. Perdomo deserves to make it as a reserve. You can talk me into Trey Turner. You can talk me into Mason Wynn. You can talk me into CJ Abrams. Heck, you can even talk me into Ellie with the explosive tools. And it's the all-star game. And is there a bigger star than Ellie De La Cruz? Mookie
he's a cover athlete.
Yeah, Mookie hasn't been to his level yet, but he's right there in WAR if you care about WAR. Dansby's hitting a little bit. The defense is not where it usually is, but yeah, it's Francisco Lindor. We can move on.
Yeah.
All right, we have 6 more to go.
We're
both outfields available.
Outfield is going to be interesting, but instead we have the AL second baseman.
Can we all just puke? Is that?
No.
I struggle with this.
Can I start this one?
Yep, go ahead, Alex.
Go ahead.
I want to say something that is going to hurt a lot of people here. Not only is the AL second base class horrid, my pick for it is Dylan Moore.
He is the case, yeah.
Look, you want to know what's sad? I'm looking at the OPS leaders at second base. You know who's number 1 in that? It's not Dylan Moore. Number 1 is Daniel Schneemann with an 801 OPS. You know who's number 2? Dylan Moore at 779 OPS. Who has a higher batting average than Dylan Schneemann? Dylan Moore. You know who has more homers than Daniel Schneemann? Dylan Moore. They are very close together, and I want to give Dylan Moore the spotlight. He has been that guy that has just been putting in the work year in and year out. And it was such a weak second base class. I mean, he won a Gold Glove last year as a utility man, and now has been finding a really good spot over at second base. Although, to be fair, now Cole Young is playing more second base than anything, but that's a cool another bit. We'll talk about that later. But no, honestly, I think he deserves to make it as a second baseman or even as a reserve. I don't know, because he can play anywhere. Give him the Austin Jackson chair and just play him at every position for 1 out.
Yeah, so I really wanted to pick Dylan Moore, but I'm going with the guy who
What universe are we in, by the way, where Dylan Moore is an actual answer for an AL?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it. The way that the AL second base,
Dylan Moore so much.
Like the way that the race is shaping up, there aren't a lot of great candidates. I'm going in a different direction though. I'm going with Gleyber Torres from the Tigers. Okay. I mean, look, he bet on himself this 1-year contract. And no, he's not hitting, 25 home runs a year like he was in New York, but he's walking more than he's striking out. His OPS plus is 775 right now. He had, at least entering today, a 14.5% walk rate. His hard hit rate is up. His average exit velocity is a career high. He's hitting the ball in the air more, which I know is tough with Comerica, but he's finally realizing some of that potential he had back in New York, or he's finally getting close to what he was back when he was an all-star second baseman / shortstop with the Yankees. So he may no longer play in New York, so he might not get as much love as he used to, but huge bounce back season for Gleyber so far, and I would love to see him back in the All-Star game.
Yeah, and I'll put him in. Gleyber Torres, among National League second baseman, he's right there with Brandon Lau in F4. But coming into play today, 131 WRC plus. Again, defense not his strong suit, so I could make a defensive pick and pick any number of other players, but it is a weak group at second base. And for what it's worth, Dylan Moore doesn't qualify as a second baseman on the Fangraphs leaderboard, so I don't know what
that was my other concern with Moore.
Listen, this is Dylan Moore erasure here. I will not stand for this. Get in the comments. Tell them they're wrong.
I apologize, Alex, but Marcus Semien is having an atrocious year. Christian Campbell has fallen off a cliff. Michael Massey has been horrendous for Kansas City. Jackson Holliday's been okay. He's hitting a 113 WRC plus. Lau is a perfectly fine choice, 116 OPS or WRC plus, but Gleyber's my pick. The Tigers are the best team in the American League right now, record-wise, and I think they deserve some representation here. So, Gleyber, welcome to the team. Joining this really goofy infield, I will say, of Jonathan Aranda, Gleyber Torres, Jose Ramirez, and Jacob Wilson. Imagine if that was your bingo card entering the season. So, we will head back to Mr. Wheel.
This is Mariner erasure, and I will not stand for it.
Hey, we might have a Mariner now.
Well,
nope. maybe. The
American League. Now, I don't.
Outfielders.
All right.
Sorry, Julio,
I'll go first.
You, but you're not
That's
on
all
the
right.
list right now. Yeah, go for it, mate.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Are we okay? We're in agreement on Aaron Judge.
Don't even talk about that one.
Okay.
Aaron Judge,
So the second and third spots. There's an honestly correct answer. It's probably Stephen Kwan and Riley Green. Probably those two. Those two are fair. I am from Georgia. I will be a Georgia homer today. Lawrence Butler and Byron Buxton are finishing out my ballot. I just think it would be cool for the hometown kids to play in the All-Star game in their home state.
Yeah.
So those are my picks. They're like worthy reserves. I'll vote them in as starters. That's fine. They'll be my bias picks because the Braves are hot garbage.
Yeah. So obviously I still have Judge. I am going in a different direction here. I have Riley Green. I think he's been excellent this year, and the Tigers do deserve more love. My third outfield spot, going with Wilyer Abreu. Wilyer Abreu is an excellent defensive right fielder, and he's got his OPS up to 812. He's hitting for a little bit of power. And I mean, the Red Sox have been a very disappointing team this year. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I've been really, really pleased with how Abreu's played, and I think he deserves more love from the national spot, from baseball fans in general. So yeah, Abreu rounds out my ballot.
All right. Yeah. So
great. I love it.
Great start.
Great.
All right. Yeah. Obviously, got Judge. Not gonna go there next. Next, I got Matt Wallner. Here, I get a 909 OPS this point in the season.
Oh, okay.
Does he have enough eligibility for it yet?
My issue is he did have a pretty lengthy IL stint.
Okay, yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
Fair. That's fair. Okay, you know what? You've already convinced me. That's why I'm changing that.
He's played 21 games. I'm not opposed, I guess, but
okay, no, that's fine.
I don't think he's lapped the field. Like if he had an OPS Like,
I'll take him out here and I'll put in Lawrence Butler because I really do want that for him too. Because that's what that man deserves it. Here, the other one I had, honestly, I don't feel confident in anything I'm saying anymore, so I'm just gonna go Riley Green at this point. Like,
great. So I think that I think that makes our outfield then Judge, Green, and Butler.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
That works for me. Riley Green would have been my choice if the game wasn't at Atlanta, Riley Green would be in there for me. All right. We have four more, two AL, two NL.
All right, we're staying in the N. We're going to the NL.
Yes, all right. National League.
Please tell me the second basemen are a little better than in the American League.
One of them is.
Well,
the other
I was
one
gonna say.
Definitely is.
Yeah, I'll go first here. The slam dunk choice here, even with his injured list stint, is Ketel Marte, and yeah, it's not even close here. He was the best second baseman in baseball entering the season. He has an 1,028 OPS right now and leads all at second baseman with 11 home runs. So, Ketel Marte, I mean, he could just not play with a glove the rest of the year, and he'd still be the best second baseman in baseball, I think.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I obviously have Ketel Marte as well. I mean, this dude has been... He's been insane. I mean, what more do you really need to say at that point? It's so weird with Ketel. He has times where he is the best player in baseball, it feels like, and times where he becomes the worst player in baseball for a bit, and then jumps right back to being the best. Like, that's streaky, yeah, but it's also kind of exciting to watch because you never quite know what you're going to get. But no, I mean, all jokes aside, Ketel Marte is the easy pick here. Over 1,000 OPS, like... There's no one close.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got some batting practice this week in Atlanta, so boosted his stats just a little bit.
It'll prep him for the Midsummer Classic,
Yeah, there you go.
Ketel Marte for the home run derby. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, I will defend Brendan Donovan briefly. He leads the NL second base group in WAR. Congratulations. He can play defense, unlike Marte this season, apparently. 140 WRC plus, so not bad. He'd probably start in the American League, so good job, Brendan. But Ketel Marte is the obvious pick here.
He really has taken over that Cardinals Devil Magic spot, I think.
I'll say as well another former Mariner that.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Don't worry. My boy Kendall Marty is doing great.
Tough scenes.
Very tough scenes.
Hey,
are we finally get to talk about it?
No, we're not.
Oh boy, it's like the wheel is teasing us.
The wheel is teasing me specifically at this point.
Well, this is a fun one. We can now talk about Ryan O'Hearn. Good job, everybody. Ryan O'Hearn is the only Oriole with a pulse this season. Congratulations. The rest of the team stings. Adley's been horrendous. Gunnar hasn't been Gunnar. Holiday's been fine, I guess. The outfield's been all over the place. But, Ryan O'Hearn has mashed this season. 9 homers, 23 RBI, a 930 OPS plus. A 930 OPS, hitting 326. And he's just been a little bit better than Devers to me. And Devers, I know, has all the RBI, more homers, worse OPS. O'Hearn has played a little bit of the field. He qualifies as a DH, but... I think both O'Hearn and Devers should make the All-Star game, but I'll vote in O'Hearn for right now.
Yeah, so that's the tough part with me is that O'Hearn is basically a platoon bat. So that's why I'm leaning Devers here. I think the bigger sample size, 914 OPS, 12 homers, a league leading 54 RBIs. He's hitting 285. Everyone was ragging on him. He had a terrible first series of the year. They're like, oh my God, Devers, he should have just shut up and play third base or played first base, yada, yada, yada. But we're just ignoring the fact that he's been an excellent hitter this year. So Devers gets my vote. I think O'Hearn, though, plenty deserving of being a reserve.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll say notable first baseman Rafael Devers is he is also my pick, too. Because as much as we like to joke about everything that's gone on with him and the whole first base, third base, DH saga here, we kind of just forget that the dude hits the ball extremely well. He hits the ball hard, he hits the ball well, and he makes people regret pitching to him. What more do you really want? It's weird as well, because going into this year, I think we all had Yordan as the best DH, but he's been struggling this year. He's also been hurt for a good bit as well. So
yeah, for a while.
It feels weird, like not even considering Jordangus, but it'd be like that.
And that it do. All right, we have 2 more spots.
One obvious one and one not as obvious one. We're about to do the obvious one. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
Are we all in agreement it's Cal Raleigh?
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna
not
talk
close.
about it though.
All right. Now moving on.
All right, Splash. I swear I will end your existence.
All right. I'm going to talk about Cal Raleigh because I'm the one that has always been lower on Cal. But Cal has been the second best player in baseball this season.
Exactly.
He's been better than everyone in the National League. And the only guy better is Aaron Judge, who is the greatest right-handed hitter of any of our lifetimes. Cal is having one of the greatest catcher seasons in the history of the sport. Full stop. There's just simply put not been the catcher production. The defense has been, usual Cal level. He has a 184 WRC plus entering the season as of right now. That is truly and entirely preposterous. I'm on Fangraphs. Among qualified catchers in the history of the sport, here is the comprehensive list of catchers with a 180. We'll cut off 180 WRC plus. Am I stalling because Fangraphs isn't loading right now? Just a little bit. That was the wrong one to search for. Cal Raleigh has the highest WRC plus ever by a catcher. Ever.
That's
EVER. That's a 4-letter word.
Ever. Is that better than entering today, or is that updated? Because
entering today, he homered again today.
As I say, he got
second
a couple
on the list
homered.
Is Joe Mauer, his MVP season in 2009. Chris Hoyles in 1993. I definitely butchered his last name.
Yeah, Hoyles was.
1972 Carlton Fisk. 07 Posada. 1933 Mickey Cochran. That's
where's 2012 Buster Posey?
2012 Buster Posey leads in WAR.
He's
up there in WAR.
Close to 10. Yeah.
He had did he qualify?
I think he had like a 171. I think
he might not have qualified. He won the batting title.
I just love.
Yeah, he hit 336. Yeah.
It doesn't look like
another FSU Seminole.
That's weird.
By the way,
now I'm angry. Okay, can we? I apologize. Fangraphs, please help me out a little bit here.
Don't worry, this is completely fine because this.
So he hit 330.
I continue to bask in.
Oh, I was only on the American League. My bad.
Oh, that's why you were in the AL.
Like, okay, very confused. Okay, let me update that list. 184 WRC plus, better than Mauer, better than Gene Tennis, the GOAT, better than Mickey Cochran. You can really tell how a baseball fan by how they view Gene Tennis. By the way,
he was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, high on base, low batting average. So, all right, the 200s. Anything above Cal Raleigh is Negro League. So Roy Campanella, Josh Gibson, Biz Mackey. Those are some great lists.
Yes, of course.
But American League / National League ever. Number 1, Cal. Number 2, Mike Piazza, 183, 97 Dodgers.
Of course.
A truly preposterous season that Cal is having. And unlike the Pizza Man, Cal is really good behind the dish.
Exactly.
And he's already stolen more bases if you care about that.
Yeah. I hope to see him in the home run derby too.
Which side does he bat from?
Both.
Yeah.
He does the Adley Rushman spot.
I was gonna say he could do what Adley did. But yeah, and in retrospect, I saw people talking about this, but remember how the Mariners extended him right before the season started? It was right before the season started. Imagine if they had waited even like a month. That contract would have been at least $50 million more. Yeah, so that contract is looking like a bargain right now. And he's the best catcher in baseball. And I mean, the gap was pretty narrow entering the season. Now, I don't think it's particularly close.
There is the gap has been turned into the Grand Canyon, if you will. So I'm just gonna bask in being a Cal Raleigh truther from day one, but at the same time, like, you have no idea how proud it makes me feel to see this guy play. Being someone that has been able to dominate not just offensively but defensively on and off the field, this guy is becoming a true leader, not just a great player. He is a great leader right now, and if I get to see Cal Raleigh in the home run derby I will have a dream fulfilled, because that would be one of the greatest spots I think I would ever see in my life.
I think he's going to be in it. I really do.
I love this man so much.
I expect him in the Home Run Derby, and not related to All-Star Game or anything. I expect to see him in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, yeah. So. One thing I will say as well, and I giggle about this every single time it comes up on TV here, that you take a look at the home run leaders list in MLB, and you see the normal two names there of Shohei Ohtani and Judge, and then there's the big dumper right there, and he did lead for a nice little chunk too. Like, he was number one for a bit.
He's number one again right now.
He's number one right now. Like, I love this man. This man is one of my favorites of all time already. Oh,
I will shine some light. The backup could be Dylan Dingler. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Look, just because the backup is that low down the list does not take away from how good Cal has been this year.
Yeah, Cal is basically lapping Dingler, who has been a good catcher, has arguably been better defensively than Cal. But a 126 WRC plus is good. A 184 WRC plus is potentially leading the league if it's not Aaron Judge. So just throwing that out there.
One other guy I want to shout out real quick is Carlos Narvaez of the Red Sox. If you told me before the season that he would be the Red Sox cleanup hitter at some point, I would just be confused. So Narvaez has had a very nice season this year.
All right. Yeah, I wonder what we're going to get here.
Oh, look, we're going to talk about Cal Raleigh more. Yeah.
Look at that. NL outfield. What a shocking development. All right. I'll go quickly here first. This is actually a good group. I will have my one biased selection. It's Ronald Acuna. Just one Brave. He's the only one that deserves it. Everyone else has been infected with the plague.
Has he played enough to be there?
No, but it will be in Atlanta, and he will get voted in. So
I feel, as I say, I think he might get voted in anyway.
So unfortunately, that leaves two spots for a really good group. The guys I will not be discussing: Kyle Tucker, he's awesome. Sorry, Corbin Carroll, he's not in it. Sorry. Why? Because I have the Washington Monument Part 2, James Wood, baby, he's in, and my National League most valuable player as of today, MVP Pete Crow freaking Armstrong. I sung his praises last week. More praise this week. If you care about homers and RBI, he's right there. And, he's just the best defensive player on planet Earth. He's unbelievable. He steals a bunch of bases. Just one of the best players in baseball. And he is an all-star. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My National League, I have two of the same guys, Pete Crow Armstrong and James Wood. James Wood is amazing. And I'm going to Mets Nationals next week. It'll be my first time seeing him in person. And, yeah, he's turned into a complete ball player this year. Not just the power, not just the speed. Really, I mean, he's hitting 280 this year, too. His OPS is 932. So, yeah, those two, the same. My third outfielder is Corbin Carroll. Power surge this year, 18 home runs, 908 OPS. I mean, this is a guy we're looking at, I think, a 30-30 season. I mean, heck, if everything breaks the right way, maybe a 40-40 season. I truly believe Juan Soto is going to surge. And I mean, he is starting to turn a corner again. He recently had his second ever streak of 5 games in a row with an extra base hit. So I do believe he's turning a corner and he's going to be an all-star. I think, too many red circles on that StatCast page to not believe in him. But yeah, I have Wood, Crow Armstrong, and Carroll.
Yeah. So honestly, Splash, I had a different person on one of my things, but because it's in Atlanta, I will go with Acuna as one. He'll be voted in. He's still good, and he's really, really good at baseball, and it's in Atlanta. So obviously he's going to, if anything, at the very least, he will make it in like the Julio Rodriguez spot in 2023, right? That it's hometown. You got to give the hometown star. My other two guys here that I have James Wood. James Wood is just nuts as a baseball player. I was watching him play against Seattle lately, and it seemed every single time that he was up to bat, it was an extra base hit. Like, the dude mashes. The dude is legitimately great. And I go with Corbin Carroll for my third. Is this homerism? Absolutely. Is it correct? Absolutely. So I love Corbin Carroll. This dude is the perfect combination of power, speed, and being just a fun dude to watch. Like, I love him. So, yeah, that's my 3. So how do we turn that into for our outfield then? Because we have Acuna. We agree. 2 of us had Acuna.
Yeah, 2 of us had PCA and 2 of us had Carroll.
And 2 of us, and so all 3 of us had James Wood. So Wood is definitely one of them.
So Wood is the first one, yes.
So yeah, we have 3 with 2.
I'll give Acuna the start because it's in Atlanta.
Because it's in Atlanta, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I guess it's PCA.
It's between PCA and.
I mean, I'm fine with giving it to PCA personally.
Yeah.
I'm fine with giving it to Corbin Carroll.
And I'm fine with giving it to PCA.
This is Alex Erasure here. Get in the comments.
Okay. But Carroll obviously reserve at minimum. Kyle Tucker, I think obvious reserve. Fernando Tatis, Andy Pajes, they're in the conversation. O'Neal Cruz.
Pajes is on fire right now. Yeah.
The San Francisco boys, Young-Hoo Lee, Elliot Ramos. Jackson Merrill's been very good. He missed a chunk of the season. Seiya Suzuki is up there in the RBI leaderboards. Some fun names. All right. Any last all-star thoughts before we go to the trivia?
Yeah, I think there's going to be it's going to be really fun to see the reserves, I think, as well for this one. Just because I think that we always know that with the popular vote, not always the best players get in here, but usually the reserves are where the players that really deserve to get it. So
I can't wait to figure out who gets snubbed.
Nothing better than a good snub conversation.
I think he's going to snub.
You think James Wood is going to be snubbed?
I think he's not going to make the ballot vote.
That's my concern too.
That's the thing. It's a popularity contest.
Oh, it's top 6 that move on to the
6. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
he wouldn't be a starter. He would be.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to make it no matter what.
I think he's going to make it. Yeah.
He might be Washington's only rep. Oh, Gore. Gore's been excellent.
Gore could be
Finnegan has a bunch of saves.
That's the tough part with the roster crunch.
Yeah.
I mean, Dylan Moore not making it would be a crime.
I mean, right now with Seattle, I'm assuming right now Raleigh and Munoz are the 2 guys for Seattle.
I don't mind Julio actually.
By WAR has been insane.
By WAR, he's second in the American League behind Judge.
Julio?
Irvin's
yeah.
For Julio. So
Julio probably. I think Julio might make it in as a reserve, especially if he continues to. He's been hitting a lot better as of late.
Yeah, fair. I just know for the Nats, it's not going to be the 6-0 Jorge Lopez.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tough scenes. All right, fellas, it is time for the trivia.
It's trivia time.
Let's go.
All right, we have a wheel. The wheel is back.
Great.
I'm scared of this wheel.
All right, you better be. All right, your trivia topic will be from 1975 to 1999.
Oh, I am so cooked.
All right. And we have another wheel.
So many wheels.
Yes.
Also, get ad blocker.
Oop. Maybe if we had a Patreon. Pitching from 1975 to 1999.
Oh, great.
All right.
This is going to be great, actually.
Here we go.
So cooked.
Oh, boy. Even better.
We're just
more
doing
wheels.
a wheel. There's no thought process.
The third wheel.
Spin that wheel.
And we are going
actually,
top 10 ERA. 1975 to 1999. Let me fire it up. So it's the right years. Fellas, Mac, please pick a number between 1 and 10.
6.
Alex.
5.
The number is 7.
Let's go.
All right.
Every time that I have like the most range to work with, Mac wins it. Just fucking
Yeah, I mean, it happens sometimes. All right, fellas, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I need to have a qualified. We're going to go with 1,000 innings. 1,000 innings pitched between 1975 and 1999.
Innings.
Oh, boy.
Okay, we need more innings than that because we have some relievers. 2,000 innings.
I was going to say. Okay. 2,000 innings.
2,000 innings between 1975 and 1999. Please name the top 10 pitchers in ERA.
Oh, boy. Okay. So I go first then?
Yes, Mac, you may begin.
I'm going to go with Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddux is number 1, 281.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Great pull. All right, Alex.
What was his number?
281.
Wow. Oh, geez. Okay.
This is like the era where I legitimately know nothing. I'm going to
during this era.
Gaylord Perry?
Gaylord Perry is
I don't think so, but
he is 27th. He is 27th.
Okay.
3.51 ERA. So you get I'll give you half credit because you're at least in the top 30. Okay. So one does half point. Mac.
I'll go with a guy who I think won 4 Cy Youngs during this period, Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens is number 3 with a 3.04 ERA.
Nice.
Alex.
Go.
To be fair, I was thinking Clemens, but I could not remember how much he pitched between right at the turn.
Yeah,
so,
he had 3,400 innings. He was very clear.
The other name that I'm thinking of right now, I don't think he reached the qualifier here because I think he started pitching a little too late. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm already losing. Let's just say it, Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson, number 7. 3.26 ERA, tied for 7th actually. 3.26 ERA. All right, Mac, you lead.
All right, I'm going to go with a guy who I'm not sure pitched 2,000 innings during this time period. Pedro Martinez.
He is not in the top 30.
What?
No Pedro. Well, if he is, I don't know if he qualified. Frankly,
he probably didn't qualify. That's
probably
the thing.
Did not qualify. So I can cross-check that. Alex,
he came up in the
your turn,
90s.
buddy.
So
all right. I'm trying to think of. Dennis Eckersley?
Dennis Eckersley is half a point. He was 25th.
Okay.
3.5 ERA.
Okay.
So Pedro in that span, 1,400 or 1,350 innings. So not quite.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
I'll go with a guy who I know pitched a bunch of innings. I just don't know how low his ERA was. Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan tied for 7th with Randy at 3.26. All right, Alex, back to you.
Okay.
Got some Cy Young winners up there in the top 10. Got some great pitchers.
I figured.
Okay, we said one Brave. I'm going to say another John Smoltz.
John Smoltz tied for 14th.
Okay, it's half point.
So you're on the fairway, not on the green. Mac?
I'll go with another Brave then, Tom Glavine.
You're on the fairway, 3.38, right behind Smoltzy. All right, Alex.
Okay, back to me then. How far are we going in this, by the way?
I don't know. Name a couple more.
Okay, fair enough.
See if we make any progress.
Yes. Mac has one total whiff. Alex, you have 3 halves.
I'm probably about to have a whiff right here.
Okay.
Vita Blue?
Vita Blue is 20th. 3.45 ERA. All right, Mac.
Okay. This is much tougher than I thought.
Okay, we'll extend it to top 30 because that's fun.
Then I have a lot more points.
Yes, you do.
Steve Carlton.
Steve Carlton is.
I don't know if he pitched 2000.
Not on the list.
Yeah.
I will check his innings.
I think he retired in 87. So.
He retires. Give me a minute. He had 3,000 innings, but he had he should be on the list then. 3.34 ERA, so he was 12th or 13th. So my bad. So he's on the list. Hey, Alex.
All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of pitchers. Let's see.
So one strike for Mac.
I mean, it's not even strikes at this point. We're just getting point.
I mean, he said Pedro. Pedro didn't qualify for innings, so that's just unfortunate.
That's fair. Unfortunately, yeah. I will go with. I legitimately just don't even. I can't even think of a name at the moment here. Who was a pitcher ever? Gosh,
I don't know.
This pitchers are weird, man.
Number 2 is still available.
Yeah, that's what's that's what's really throwing me off. Well, there's a lot of things that are throwing me off. I'm gonna be fully honest with you about.
Another. Who the heck is number 2 then? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and it's between 1977 and
1975 and 1999.
1975 and 1999.
Yes.
Okay.
This is just some great names on here.
Fair enough. I'm probably gonna take this. This is the only names coming into my mind here. Chris Bosio.
Not even close,
Chris
man.
Bosio is not on the list.
Yeah, I know he's not on the list. I just can't think of it. And
I'll go with. I'm not sure if this guy would be there. Fernando Valenzuela.
Fernando Valenzuela, tied for 29.
Okay.
3.54 ERA. All right, Alex, you're both on one strike.
Yeah. I wish you had taken a little more time so I could think at least a little bit.
Come on, Alex.
All right, let's have each of us give one more name.
Yes. Well, you have to give two. Matt gives one, so you can be even on number of names.
I'm trying to think of any pitchers that pitched for the Yankees or Red Sox, just during that kind of golden era.
One of these guys did pitch for the Yankees.
Okay.
Multiple of them did. One of them, particularly with the Yankees.
Okay. Oh, I've got another name here. I think he pitched during this time period. Jim Palmer.
Jim Palmer, number 2.
Yeah!
Yay! What a pull! 2.98 ERA. Mac, the pressure is on you.
Boy, I hope this guy
Chris Bosio before Jim Palmer.
I just hope my guess actually threw 2,000 innings during this time period. David Cone.
David Cone, number 6.
Let's go.
Tied for fifth. A 3.19 ERA. Alex, to tie.
Got to respond.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I've got a name.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember whether or not he actually pitched in the time era. If you saw the screen that came on here, I had something that just popped up on my screen for a second. I promise I'm not cheating or anything, because I saw my screen go way white for a minute.
Okay.
There. Okay. So I don't remember if he actually pitched in this time period. It might be earlier. Burt Blyleven.
Number 28. Bang. Okay.
Bang!
That is a tie. Your tiebreaker.
Oh, great.
There are 2 players left on the list that only played for one team in this era. You already got Jim Palmer. You got John Smoltz, and you got Glavine. I know Smoltz and Glavine played for other teams. In the time period, they only played for the Braves. Name either of the other 2. One is an Expo only. One is a Yankee only.
One is a Yankee only?
Yes, Yankee only, Expo only. In the time frame, to be clear.
Okay. Okay. It's fun. It's fine. I think I'm trying to focus on the Expo one.
And both of them only played for those teams.
Okay.
Their entire careers?
Yes, entire career. 13 years as an Expo, 14 years as a Yankee. The Yankee won a Cy Young. The Yankee won a Cy Young. The Expo finished second.
I know the Yankee.
Name him.
Ron Guidry.
That is Louisiana Lightning and a big old W for McCorkle. All right. Congratulations.
Good win.
The Expo.
No.
Steve Rogers.
No.
Yeah. That's a good one, yeah.
All right.
I forgot he was only an Expo.
Arguably could have won it in 82. Who won it in 82? Oh, Carlton. Okay. This was a bygone era. His ERA was 0.7 of a run lower, but he won 4 fewer games, so it didn't matter. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, Mac. Big dub for you.
Thank you, sir.
Good job, Matt. That was a close one.
Yeah, that was a battle.
And we move to our final segment, moment to ourselves. I would like to go last so I can lead it into the outro.
That's fair.
That's okay.
Yep, that works.
Who would like to go first?
I'll go first this time.
All right, Alex. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1.
I understand why Donovan Solano is on the team. I do. And he has been getting better. But that's not saying a lot. When the OPS goes from a single-digit number to 2 digits, that's improvement. I need to see more. Because at this point, I'm looking at what's happening, and this is just embarrassing. I don't know what happened to the whole Mariner team, and I don't mean to just pick on Solano here, but why is he still here? I understand the dude used to be amazing. I get that right. But he has fallen off so much, and I feel bad for him because the dude has shown that he can hit. He just hasn't. And right now, when you've got guys in AAA that are mashing right now, like you just brought up Cole Young, like the dude's already starting to have fun. He's already starting to do well. Got a walk-off in his very first ever game. There's a lot of moves that are baffling me here on top of all this, especially with Solana. But I'm going to bring up one last one here. What the heck happened with Logan Evans? Logan Evans pitched a near complete game, an 8-inning shutout here, and you send him down immediately afterwards. What are we doing? If we're not going to reward the play on the field, then what are we doing here? What you're doing is now falling to the Astros here in the division standings. I know we're in June. I know there's a long way to go, but Logan has proved that he was good. He was playing very, very well. And right now, George Kirby has gone out and has struggled. He obviously doesn't look good yet. He looks like he still needs time. Logan Gilbert, his fastball ended at the end of his day of 3 or 4 innings, ended at 93 on the gun. He's not ready yet. I know that these are great level pitchers. I know. I've seen them. I've rooted for them. But right now, trying to force Kirby back on this when he clearly doesn't have it all, and you send out a guy that has been shoving for you, it hurts. Look, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying anything bad about Mariners management. I know it's a tough job, and I know that there's reasons for why these are happening. I just want to understand it, because my word, Logan Evans has been solid. He has been a good back-end starter for you, but he's been about what you could want from a rookie and more. What more do you want at that point? Just make it make sense, please.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, that move confused me too. And look, the AL West is still wide open. I think
it is. It absolutely is.
There is time for the Mariners to recover from this dry spell they're on right now.
Well, listen to it as well. We go back to last year, right? And technically, the division was wide open when Seattle was over 10 games up on the lead.
Yeah, they were.
Wasn't. Yeah. So.
Yeah. You got to stack those wins early in the season. And you got to keep winning through the season. So, Mac.
Exactly.
It's almost like winning is good in baseball.
Yes. And Mac, ready?
Yeah, sure.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm completely stunned that the Knicks actually fired Tom Thibodeau. First conference finals appearance in 25 years. Literally the year I was born was the last time the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they fired the coach who got them there. Little lost. I understand. It was definitely in the cards. I bet if they had lost to Detroit in the first round, it would have been a slam dunk. They would have fired him. They had lost to Boston. Heck, they probably would have fired him. You get to the conference finals, I'm a little confused. And I'm wondering whose idea this really was. It sounds like it was Leon Rose, but I hope they have the right person in mind to be his replacement, because while he was far from a perfect coach, I mean, those players went out there and grinded for him 82 games in the regular season and, the postseason. I mean, he made the playoffs 4 times in his 5 years as the head coach. He was coach of the year, which I know coach of the year is kind of a meaningless award sometimes, but I'm amazed, honestly. I think ultimately it's probably the right decision. I'll say I am appreciative of his time here. 5 years, he did a great job. But he was kind of like Buck Showalter when he was at the Mets. Couldn't get them the extra mile. So I hope whoever's next up, I mean, maybe it's Jason Kidd, maybe it's Mike Malone, maybe it's no, it's not Dan Hurley, and no, it is definitely not Jay Wright. But whoever's next, I'm hoping to see a championship soon. I'm getting kind of tired of waiting. Yeah. Thank you, Tibbs, and hope whoever's next, let's get ready to roll.
Yeah, you could be going for a Rick Carlisle, Larry Brown situation. The 03 Pistons fired Carlisle, hire Larry Brown. They immediately win the title. Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr, 14 Warriors, 15 Warriors. So
about that, yeah.
It can go wrong.
Oh, yeah, it can go very wrong.
But it can go right as well. So count me down, fellas.
All right. Splash your time begins in 3, 2, 1, begin.
It's been a very weird week for me as a sports fan. Saturday, PSG Inter Champions League final. PSG 5, Inter 0, the largest win in the history of the Champions League final. Pure euphoria. As dominant of a performance as I've seen, even when Inter was down 2-0, it's like PSG still had the ball. They're still attacking, still trying to put a third goal. And as someone who had a birthday ruined by the 6-1 Barcelona comeback, as someone who is, since I've been a soccer fan to any level that I follow it, it's been PSG and Swansea. But PSG, I feel for Marquinhos, who's been there since 2013, got to lift the Champions League in his 12th season in Paris. And all the players that I watched come through the doors that got to play within FIFA, I watched lose Champions League game after Champions League game. Zlatan, Cavani, Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, Blaise Matuidi, Thiago Silva. But now the Parisians can say they are champions of Europe. They are Champions League winners. And honestly, when Messi came over and they didn't win, it's like, oh, okay. So you're just not going to win the Champions League ever, right? And then 5 years later, they do it a lot of ways. They do it the right way. I know it's the oil money and I get it. And being a fan of the team, you have a different perspective, I guess, but it's nice to have a team that's not like universally hated. Like the players aren't universally hated. Like it's like, oh, these are likable players. It's down the roster and it's not just 150 million here, 150 million there, $200 million here, Messi here, Ronaldo there, or not Ronaldo, Neymar there, and it's refreshing. And Paris is set up. Their average age of the average age of the 11 that started the Champions League finals like 25 and a half. So they're set up to be very successful in Europe for a long time. Very successful in Liga for a long time. And that's like over a decade of my life has been a PSG fan. Had a ruined birthday, all sorts of presentations in middle school and high school that I had the PSG logo plastered on there. I still remember after the 2014 World Cup, I had a bag. It was like a bag of stuff about me, and I decorated the bag. And I had a South African flag because my favorite player at the time was Sifwe Shabalala, the guy who scored the opening goal of the 2010 World Cup. And I had a PSG logo right on there and a Sporkle logo, the quiz website. So finally, champions.
I want to know what having a championship is like, but unfortunately, I'm a Seattle Mariners fan.
You do have the Seahawks.
As I say, the Seahawks have won.
Yeah, the problem is they won the Super Bowl, and the next year decided to. They had the chance to win. They say, "Now we'll pass."
Ooh, okay. All right, fellas. Any last words before I wrap us up?
Mariners, please win.
Okay.
I also got Switch too, so I'm very excited about that. Gonna be
nice, Mac. Last words.
Yeah, go vote.
Yeah, go vote for the All-Star ballot. All right. You can follow us on Twitter or X. We're going to make a Blue Sky account here maybe tomorrow. I got caught up with life. Instagram at LAR_baseball, Twitter at LAR_baseball, YouTube at LAR_baseball. Losses above replacement, wherever you get your podcasts, wherever Apple, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Splashman19. You can follow Alex at the Sports Guy 242, and you can follow Mac at Mathias_A_K. And before we wrap up, some heartbreaking news from ESPN the other day. John Brinkus of Sports Science lost his battle with depression. So I just want to say it. Alex, I know you agree here. Mac, I'm sure you agree here. If you ever have anything bothering you, our DMs are open. My DMs are open. The LAR baseball DMs are open. Just reach out.
Please.
It is for someone that brought so much joy to my life. It is heartbreaking that he had his demons, his depression. And it breaks my heart. He's a big part of my childhood and gone very soon. inspiration to me, inspiration to millions of other sports fans who got to see sports through a scientific lens. And, some people play the game, some people coach the game, other people analyze the game, and some people are just watch the physics of the game. And John Brinkus, shined a light on that for a few years at Sports Science. Unbelievable man, and gone way too soon. So rest in peace. See you guys next week.